Hello, everybody. I'm back and I have some updates to my progress. So right here, I have a edit agent, so I can add agents, show all agents. As you can see, this picture right here is broken, but the rest of this stuff is working. Let's see if I can show you the agent view. Pretty much looks the same as this, just less functionality. The little Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. here, Marvel humor. And as you can see, the menu on the side is a lot smaller. It's going to have different roles and permissions here. I did finish the listing section. Let's see, I'm going to have to go here. See, yep, it's making me sign in again. Give me a second. Here we have our property view, and I have a view property and an edit property. So you click the view property, you can see all the information that it adds. You can see whether it's active or not. I've added the active and deactivated badges, and over here I can deactivate it if I want. And how did I do that? I did that with I did that with my controller. Go to my controller here. So I have a bunch of functions in my controller. Just gonna explain. So these packages are just imported from other models, and then I have my intervention image manager. That one is basically an image resizer. These are two default ones that you're gonna need on basically every controller. And then you have a driver for your image resizer, and then I have an ID generator here. And so we're going to go down the property controller. And this is part of my functions for importing tables and trying to match them with their ID number. So when I'm storing my ID number in my table, it can be read from the other table. And I have all listings. So I have a listings variable, and it's at the listing, and then I have the latest method, and then it's set to get. And I was going to do the property types because I was having trouble with that before, but as you can see, I commented it out, and it returns the view of property all listing that I have in my backend folder, and it returns that variable with the compact method. It's pretty much the same thing with add listing. So you have the property type and the status, and then over here the query is a little bit different. So you get the users, and then I have the where method where the status comma is active. So only active users are queried. And then I also have another where query where their role is agent. So it separates only the active agents. And then we have latest get. And then I have a get all amenities here, and returns my property add listings view. And see, so then it just used the compact function to store all these variables in the page. And that is the view you're going to see here. And of course I have a rich text editor. Actually, I think this one might be Markdown. And this one was probably my hardest thing to add right here. And yeah, I think that was my hardest thing to add. And let me see the multi-image, the multi-image thing, like this joker right here. So if I wanted to add all these together, shows that, and then this one only takes one. It was extremely long and frustrating to do, but I got it done. And how did I do that? So I started off with doing the if request file, if the property in the key is the property thumbnail, and so I have stored the amenities ID request, and I kind of use the implode so that they can be separate. So it identifies the comma as the separator for the implode function. And then I have my P code. What was oh, that was the property code. So that's my ID generator, and I used the generate function. And here's where I did the image resizing. That package was also pretty difficult to get working, but we got it done. And it converts it to a JPEG with the width of 370 and a height of 250. And it saves it to its own file. And then right here we have a listing insert get ID. And I did do a slug function right here. And as we go down, we're looking for where I did the complicated stuff, multiple images. So I have a if request. So if there's a file in the multi-image field, then the image manager saves it, and then it's all of the files are as one variable. So I have to do the for each, and that's when it gives it an ID name, and then I give it a width and a height, and then it saves it in the folder that it needs to, and then it gives a insert in the database, and it does this for each. This happened again for the facilities. By the time I got to the facilities, it was a lot easier because I kind of already knew what to do. And so if there's something in the facilities, then it just goes through each facility, and there's a separate table that it adds to the facility, and it saves with the property ID. I could have wrote it in this same syntax here, but I'm trying to learn all the ways that you can insert things into the database. And then I have a notification here at the end from my notification package, and it redirects to the all listings page. It's basically the same thing with the edit listing. The edit listing page basically just edits the text here, and then I have a separate little function for updating the images and the amenities. And those were the two hardest things to do here. Once I got through that, the rest of it was pretty simple. Find or fail for delete, and storing images. It all seemed to be just the copy and paste, and you might have to do some minor tweaks to it. The updating facilities was a little bit difficult, but it was very similar to the store function. And yeah, those are my updates, and I'll see you on the next episode.